Is having a great day. I'm back at it again. So thanks so much for everyone who's coming in. Appreciate it. Again, if this is your first time here, welcome. Again, the submissions, they are open. All art submissions are welcome here. So please go ahead and appreciate it. Come join us. Welcome in. If you don't know who I am, my name is Amon. I'm only doing this temporarily so that way we can actually get some. But if you are new here, please go ahead and just send your art submission down below. Send it to the email. Please feel free to do all that. We are more than happy to have the more people in here, the more we can help support one another as well as share each other's artwork. So please come join us if you can. All art submissions are welcome here. So thanks for coming in today. How's everyone doing today? I know I'm doing good. I just basically trained my dog all day. That's essentially just what I did from the start. But that was mostly it. I have some things in store for y'all. Some articles that I've been finding that I think will be kind of interesting to you guys. So hopefully you guys will be around for all that. Oh, my machine fell asleep a little bit. But hopefully you guys will all be around for that. But as we are waiting, again, if this is popping up on your For You page or on your Reels or whatever, so please go ahead, come join us. Come join the live. The more the merrier. I promote all sorts of art forms. Any art forms that you may have is accepted here. We had music. We had films. We had all sorts of stuff. Yo, what's good? What BM? Also, too, if you haven't joined our Discord, please go ahead and join our Discord down below. We have so far 45 artists in there, so please, the more artists we get in there, the more we can help support one another as well as support in what we're trying to do. So, but thank you for liking the live. I do appreciate it. The more likes we get, the more we're able to help support one another. And again, if this is popping up on your For You page, please go ahead and come join. Would love to have you in here. The more, the merrier. So please come join us. The more people we get in here, the more we can help support artists and each other. So how you been? What BM? Thanks for joining me today. I do appreciate it. But I hope you're having a great day as much as I am. Today wasn't as hot. That was the good part. It just wasn't as hot. Just give me a second. But yeah. How you been? That's also what's important too. But again, if you are just now joining us, please go ahead and send in any forms. The queue is open. If you want to go ahead and send your artwork to the queue, please go ahead and send it to the queue. If you are liking this live, please share this live. The more we get, the more we're able to help support one another. So please, all forms of art are welcome here. So please come join. We'd love to have you in. So the more the merrier, which is nice. I mean, we had some good little send-ins yesterday. We had some animations as well as some music. We had a really good artist that also joined us too as well. But again, if you guys have any art submissions whatsoever, please go ahead and send it to us. We will accept all forms of art here. So please feel free to send it in whenever you get the time. Today I'm going to 5 to 7. So if you were watching this previously, I've been moving back more because, I kind of believe that, I get better engagement later in the day. So we'll see how it goes. Honestly, we'll see how it goes. But for right now, I'm starting at 5 p.m. So, and again, if you have any art whatsoever, like I said, please go ahead and share it. The more the merrier. The more we can help support each other, help more artists that we can. So thank you everyone who is joining us. Again, the queue is open. If not, we can go ahead and look at some old ones. But the queue is open, so if you want to go ahead and send in any forms of art that you may got, please go ahead and send it my way. We have a lot of people joining, not joining, and then dissing. So please feel free. The queue is open for right now. We had some old art. I know for a fact, we have had lots of old art on here. I don't ever go back that far, so maybe I should. Maybe I should go further back. Here is just a couple examples. This one was a person who made ceramic pots, which was also very, very nice. Let me see if I can go ahead and move this up a little bit more so that way you guys can get a little better picture of it. But yeah. Sorry, TikTok could be a little weird sometimes. But again, thank you guys for joining if you guys can. What about beat submission? Yeah, you're more than welcome to put in a beat submission if you want. Go ahead and send it in. We'd love to check it out, view it. Like I said, the more the merrier. So please go ahead and feel free. We had music. We had Heyo dropping by to say hi. I'm at the fair. They selling the same shit as last year. Oh man, that sucks. I mean, that's mostly what they do. You know, it's all the same stuff because they know it sells. But the rides are worse. They weren't scary. Oh dang, that sucks. Well, leave. Leave the fair. Go do something else. Honestly. But yeah, feel free to send in any, like I said, any forms of art whatsoever. Producing is fine. Beats are fine. Anything else like that is okay. So please. The queue is open. Also, too, if you haven't joined our Discord, please feel free to join our Discord. We have so far 45 artists in there. Each collaborating, supporting each other, other things like that. So please feel free if you haven't joined Discord yet. But and just let me know once it actually sent in, for sure. But this was a ceramic artist that sent in some of their work. I always like showcasing it because I think these ceramics, at least these cups, are very unique. I just like the way that they look and the way that they are shown. I think they're very nice as well. And then they made a teapot. Just sent? Okay, cool. Also, too, if you know any other artists, please feel free to share this live and tell them to come join. Like I said, the more the merrier. So, but finally, we got our first submission. This is Chip Mahan. Again, this is produced Starburst. Thank you for sending in some of your beats. Let's just go ahead and listen to it. Again, if you are just now joining us, please feel free to send in any forms of art. All art is welcome here. You know what, actually pretty cool? We actually have some musicians in the Discord, so if you want to go ahead and join it, who knows, you might be able to collab with them. Some of them are actually really great rappers. Have you actually had artists on there or no? On any of your beats or no? Or are you just producing them? Yeah, so okay. I'm trying to get up more though. Okay, yeah. Like I said, join the Discord. We have a bunch of musicians. Just drop your beats in there, and then who knows? Maybe you might find someone that can also hop on. So that was Control. We'll go to your next one, Soulmate. You should, I don't know if you have a Spotify or anything, do you? No, not yet. What are some socials that people can go ahead and find you at? Also, too, if you're down to come on, you're more than welcome to come on. I would love to talk to you about a little bit about TikTok. Is for real the only place I have shit posted for now. You gotta get more. You gotta get on like SoundCloud or something. Yeah, I know, for real. Yeah. My soul hurts for real? What do you mean by that? I think I like your... My girl wants to leave me and my brother got killed. Ah, okay. Well, if you would like to come on, you're more than welcome to explain a little bit about your beats. Honestly, I liked our first one a little bit more. What's up, Brock Christie? Nice to see you again, man. Nice to have a familiar face. So far, I like your first one a little bit more. I won't be on live like that, for real. Okay. Well, if you don't want to come on, then that's fine. Or, I don't know if you're saying you would, or you wouldn't. Welcome in. If you are also just now joining us, please feel free to send in any forms of art. All art is welcome here. The more likes we get, the more shares we get, the more we're able to help support other artists as well. So please. Sorry, I don't know what happened. But please feel free to send in any forms of art. All art is welcome here. Yeah, I think your first one was a little bit... I like your first one a whole lot more. Let's play this last one. This one's Woods. Do you have a producer tag or no? Makes sense, yeah. People fuck with that one the most, yeah. Juice WRLD? Okay. That's the tag? Okay, okay. This one I also like. Welcome in if you are just now joining us. All forms of art are welcome here, so please send in any art that you're more than happy to send in. The queue is open right now, so please go ahead and send it in. Yeah, I think out of all of them, I think the best two that I like the most is I think I like Control, and then I like Woods the most. I think other than that, I think the other two need a little bit more work, but again, still good. Also, too, if you guys have any art you guys would like to showcase, please go ahead and send it to the email down below right here. If you want to go ahead and showcase any art that you got, all arts are welcome here. So even if you're good, bad, anything, you're more than welcome to send it in this way. But let me see if anything's in spam right now. No. But that was Chip Mahone, producer Starburst. Really do appreciate you sending your stuff in. So that was nice. But yeah, I think the first two, I think the first one and the last one were your best ones. Yeah, the other ones were kind of like, I think they would be better if someone was actually rapping on it or whatever. But yeah. So also, too, if you have not joined our Discord, please go ahead. Feel free to join our Discord. You can find the link down below. Well, not the link, but you can go ahead and find your, if you want to go ahead and join Discord. We have a bunch of other artists as well. We're happy to come join. Alrighty. This is Roog. Again, Roog, if you haven't joined our Discord, please go ahead. Join our Discord. We have a bunch of other artists in there, too, as well, if you want to go ahead and collab with some of them. So this is Roog.
22. I been chasing that bag, I'm up 24/7. I'm finally sick of the bullshit. Know my brother be yapping, he talking this shit, but know that he be carrying full clip. Don't be playing with bro, cause he dangerous. Putting the beef in the stew, find the angle. If it ain't better tatted, I'm popping. I don't wanna hear I was fashion a staple. I was on my phone trying to reconnect. I get too high to wake up, I'm still the best. I'm only thinking about getting in heaven next. I'm like a bird with a race, yeah, I'm making this. I get in bed with the heart and I'm
honestly,
you only hit on my phone when I'm making mints.
I fuck with your voice.
Like a book. I wanna get high with that bitch on the fuck. I'm always in first, you know that I'm taking hits. My word a zombie to cut like it's left for dead. I think we dumb like it.
Who's your producer?
We counting hits. I bring the truck, ho, counting it up. Don't talk too much, you finna give me a pound of head. All they think fig gonna cost me an arm and leg. Who was giving shit, I'll never hear the hand. I've been chasing that bag, I'm up 24/7. I'm finally
again, this is Roog. YouTube beat? Okay.
He be carrying full clip. Don't be playing with bro, cause he dangerous. Putting the beef in the stew.
But it's 22? Yeah.
I'm popping, I don't wanna hear I was fashion a staple. I was on my phone trying to reconnect. I get too high to wake up, I'm still the best.
Honestly, you just missed out a producer. Starburst, the one who was first, the person who's here, he was a producer. I do.
I wanna get high with that bitch on the fuck. I'm always in first, you know that I'm taking hits. My word a zombie to cut like it's left for dead. I think we
okay, there he goes. Thanks for telling me that. I don't want to have an echo on the thing.
Talk too much, you finna give me a pound of head. All they think fig gonna cost me an arm and leg. Who was giving shit, I'll never hear the hand.
Yeah, that was clean. Thanks for sending that in. That was I'm Sick by Roog. I don't know if they have any SoundCloud or social media or anything like that they want to go ahead and promote. But that was their music. That was I'm Sick right now. Thanks for sending that in. We got one more by them. And again, if you are just now joining us, please feel free to go ahead and send in any forms of art. All art is welcome here to this email down below if you want. Their Instagram is OneRueg on Instagram if you guys want to go ahead and follow them. I missed the walk in the trish in the double cup all in my bed. This is you and your bro? Okay.
I got the finest habits. You stay locked in with the game. Nigga, you can make it happen. Nigga, you can go and take that. Don't spend none that I won't make back. Rest in peace to Virgil. Like Lil Durk. Run downtown in Maybach. Nigga wanna feature, say that. I make music they can play back. Know I'm going up, they hate that.
Well, Roog, if you want to go ahead and come on, I can go ahead and invite you, and then you can go ahead and explain a little bit about your work, if you're down. I don't know if you actually are. And again, if you guys are liking this, not much to say, fam. I just like music. All good. Yeah, no, it's understandable. Again, if you guys are liking this, please go ahead, share this live. The more shares we get, the more we pop up on people's For You pages, as well as help promote other artists. It's still, you guys got a nice flow. Wait, give me 1 second. Sorry, I was being blinded by this light. Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you for joining. Thank you for sending it in. If you have any more, please feel free to come back and just send in some more if you want to help promote your stuff or whatever. Would love to have it on again. So I do appreciate it. Also, thank you for liking this live. The more likes we get, the more we're able to help support other artists in the process. And also, too, don't forget to join our Discord if you can. Join our Discord. We also have other artists, other rappers, other producers, too, as well. So if you want to come join, please come join. And maybe, who knows? Maybe you might find a collab on there. But again, that was Roog. Thanks, Roog, so much for sending in your work. Appreciate it. That was just another artist that we got today. And again, if you are just now joining us, please feel free to send in any forms of art. All art is welcome here. It could be anything. We had ceramics, we had poetry, music, films, all sorts of stuff. So if I am popping up on your For You page, please go ahead. Feel free to send in any forms of art. All art is welcomed here. But yeah, that was just a little bit of a little bit of what's going on today. But a little bit of some of the artists. We so far had 2 artists, both music. It's interesting. We had more musicians on lately, which is nice. What I've been wanting to do is get more filmmakers on. That would be sick. So TikTok, if you're hearing this, please, or TikTok, YouTube, anything, get me on the film side. Would love to showcase short films. But again, if you guys are just now joining us, please feel free to send in any forms of art. All art is welcome here. Please do not be afraid to send in any works that you guys may have. It will be really appreciative. And then also too, if you are just now watching, please go ahead, like the live, share the live. The more likes we get, the more shares we get, the more we're able to actually help support more artists in the process. And also thank you to the people who are watching. I do appreciate it. And I do honestly enjoy your presence here. So again, what we can do is we can go ahead and move on while we wait. We could move on to our artist of the day while we wait for some more people to come in. And again, if you are just now joining us, please go ahead, feel free to send in any forms of art to the email down below. Even if you're watching this after, please go ahead, feel free to send in any forms of art. Even after the live stream, I'll showcase it the next day. So, but I guess we can go ahead and go into our artist of the day right here. This was an artist that we found. They're called Agata Olesiak. Siak. I'm pretty sure. I know I most definitely messed up that name. But this was our artist of the day. They do knitting. I believe it's yeah, it's like knit bombing for sure. But this was just some of the art that they have done. They do a lot of crochet art, which is very cool. She uses like lots of yarn and stuff like that. Very nice crochet art. If you guys haven't checked her out, please go ahead and check her out. She's a very cool artist. But like, here's just some of the works that she have done. Maybe I can open the image up. But this is just a small little glance. I don't have a video, unfortunately. Oop, I gotta close that. I don't have a video. But again, they do lots of pieces of works like this. Again, like an entire bicycle made out of yarn. That's crazy. Like, just incredible like detail to the work that she's putting in. It's really awesome. Honestly, have no other words to say, but I believe they're New York based. Like, very cool pieces of work. This one says soul is soul. Soul is the part of you that sees a lap dot every time you close your eyes. I don't know what the middle part says. I'm terrible at. I don't have. But it's just, again, some more of her works. Like, really, really, like, intricate, detailed pieces. And they're all made out of yarn. Which I think is crazy. Just to do that all out of yarn is insane. Like, just so many hours. I think they cover the stuff that's already like made. So like the bathroom, and they just completely flip it into yarn. Which is cool. And I wonder how they got the person. That's my question. How did they get the person? Because that must have been taking forever. Maybe I can zoom in just a little bit. Let's see. Like there's just the intricate details of just all the just the yarn. That's crazy. The entire bathroom made out of yarn too. And again, if you are just now joining us, please feel free to send any forms of art. The queue is open. You can send it down to the email down below. But again, if you are just now joining us, we are doing Artist of the Day right now. This is Agata Oleksiak. She is a New York-based crochet artist who does yarn art, which is pretty cool. And she does like huge projects like these where she'll convert an entire bathroom made out of yarn. Right? Dope. That's dope. Yeah. No, it is very cool. It's just she does like a lot of things like these. I didn't know that they were going to do it to all of them. But yeah, very, very knit works. Like, here's some more of it. We can go ahead and show some of these. Like, very. Oh, let me do all that. I don't know. I don't think she does any political pieces, but these are very much like huge like things, and she does crochet knitting. So this is all done by hand. Just crazy works, cool colors too. Like it's just perfection. All the way down to the colors, as well as to the the design and everything. It's just perfection. It's really, really good stuff. So again, I believe this is like this is like more like showcases of like the stuff. Yeah, this is an entire wall crocheted by her. I don't know if this is the... Oh, I think she designed like the buses for the Fargo as well. Like all those crochet pieces. Honestly, she'll be a cool grandma. She's probably like a really, really sweet grandma, which is nice. She'll be such a cool grandma. She just knits you a bunch of stuff or whatever. But again, that's more of her work. All crocheted stuff, and that's her right there. But oh, I didn't know she did this. This is kind of like Bape inspired a little bit. But let me know what you guys think of this. But it's very, very cool stuff. Very intricate. Very nice. So here's a little piece. Olek born Agata Oleka in 1979 in Poland. Her art's burst of bright colors often mask political and cultural critique woven into the fibers of her installation, mirroring her respect for artists and writers. She highlights that which already exists in the current time and environment. As an active supporter of women's rights, sexual equality, and freedom of expression, Olek has used the broad appeal of her work to display her solidarity with those stifled by oppressive laws worldwide. Her transformation of public spaces and objects reflects cultural evolution, mirroring the public response from those watching and from those within the art. Olek currently lives and works in Brooklyn, New York. So that's a little bit about Olek. If you guys want to go ahead and just check out some of her stuff, please do. It's just really cool. All hand woven. All we need is love. Again, really cool stuff. So this was just an artist that I wanted to showcase for you guys. And again, if you are also just joining us, please, I'd love to hear your guys' opinions. So please feel free to respond to any of the pieces that I show. I'd love to hear if you guys, whether you guys like it, you guys dislike it, you guys hate it. Also, too, please feel free to send in any forms of art. The queue is open right now. So if you want to go ahead and send in any art that you may have, send it right down below. Thank you for following, T-Man. I do appreciate it. If you know any other artists, too, as well, please share this live, like this live. The more we can help support more artists. So, but that was Olek, which was very cool. I just recently found out about her. It would be cool to go see like the actual pieces when they're actually done, because I feel like they would be very I feel like it would also be super soft. It'd be very soft yarn just to touch. But if you guys want to check out like a full like the full thing, please go ahead and you can visit this website. It's called The Street Is Our Gallery. If you guys want to, but yeah, she is a street artist. Again, she's, I didn't even see this one. Like, just huge stuff. Just brightens it up, makes it all colorful. That's sick. It'd be cool to have more bright, colorful like places. Really pop and stand out, you know? So, but again, that was Olek. That was Olek. That's her artist name, but it is Agata Olek Sayak. Hopefully, I'm saying it right. I don't want to misinterpret the name of it all, but yeah, that was just some of the work. So to move on, and again, the queue is open. So if you guys want to go ahead and just send in some of your work, please go ahead. And again, if you're liking this, please go ahead, like the live, share the live. The more likes we get, the more we're able to help support one another, as well as grow our audience. And if you haven't joined our Discord, please go ahead, join the Discord. It won't hurt. Okay. I really like this Livewire project, dude. I want to hear more about where you want to go with it. So, a little bit about me. Like I said, my name is Amon. I am also an artist. I do particularly screenwriting. I love to screenwrite. I eventually wanted, I have directed some stuff as well too, but screenwriting is really where I'm passionate about the most. And I guess for this project, what I want to do is mostly garner. I guess to start off, we live in a very isolated day. We live in very isolated times where a lot of people are very much more isolated, as well as that's why loneliness epidemics exist. When it's not really a male loneliness epidemic, it's just a people loneliness epidemic. And because of that, I've seen that artists have been more isolated than ever, and that the support for the arts have been dying very quickly, especially in a very hyper capitalistic society. So what I want to do with this is eventually I want to get the artists communicating with each other. That's literally step one. Once the artists can actually like start to communicate with each other and start to actually get to know each other, get comfortable with the idea of talking to someone, then eventually what you can do, and what I honestly want to do, is you could start meeting in public. You could start actually getting to know people within your community, and it grows. So then from there, you can actually start implementing changes. So you can stop being so much reliant on, corporations. You can stop being reliant on, as well as like, let's say your garden tool breaks, you can ask someone for that garden tool. So that's mostly what I want to go with this. I just want to be able to have a support system for the arts, so that way the arts can dwindle and thrive. So that way we can help create community within real life. So that's the main reason why I want to do this Livewire project. It's because, like I said, I don't want any money. I don't really care for the money so much. I mean, I would like to have a living, but money would be the side byproduct of this. But that's the reason why I wear the ski mask. I wear the ski mask because I don't want to attain any credit whatsoever from this. But like, that's mostly what I want to do. I mostly just want to go ahead and support artists to help each other, and then eventually get them to start to communicate with each other, which then leads to actual like outworld sources. And that's what creates stronger protests too as well. Once community has been established, you can create a stronger bond within people, because when people go to protest, half the time you don't even know someone that goes there. Half the time you're also not speaking to the people that are there. So then this just creates a stronger outlet, and I can actually have long-lasting protests. And also, I'm sorry for the people who are watching on YouTube. This TikTok's being stupid. I like it. I think there are real openings for independent organizations right now. Yes. I think the worst part about it, especially in today's time, is that we don't really have an established organization for like a movement. I'm working on building a similar thing here in New York City. Yeah, you should you should. I think the biggest thing that has happened is that a lot of times is that we haven't yet realized that the system to create community has changed because of social media. Because of social media, because of the internet, because of like other things. So the system has really changed, and because that system has changed, it has made it extremely hard for people to actually start talking to one another. Because we're so used to being behind the screens and stuff like that, which is okay for a little while, but eventually when it becomes a crutch to your life, that's when it starts to hurt. And then that's when social movements aren't as strong as they used to be, Because I don't know, like if you look at protests in the past, they would be out there for months on end until, it actually has changed something. And they would actually go against like the corporations that were either one hurting them, or two being bystanders of it. So, but you should most definitely build that community in New York City. But yeah, so the Discord is mostly just to get more artists into it, so that way they can go ahead and just build a stronger connection and foundation with one another. Especially artists. Artists tend to have a problem with talking. They tend to be recluse, if that makes sense, which is okay. But artists are very artsy. So, I mean, that's mostly where I want to go. I don't know if you're down to hop on NCM if you want to like discuss a little bit about it, but I would love to hear about your project if you're open to explaining it a little bit. But yeah, that's mostly what I just saw. I just saw, that's the reason why I made that. I made a video. Yeah, I can hop on for a second. Oh yeah, of course. If it loads. Okay, I want to go ahead and send it to you. So. But yeah, that's just a little bit about me. Hopefully you can hop on. I went and sent it to you. It should pop up on your TikTok. Okay, are you in?
Yo, what's up, man?
Hello. Nice to finally be able to talk to you, MCM.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I was in the middle of something yesterday, but good to see you back on live. Yeah, I like the project, man. It's good to see someone like trying to get people together and give people like a place to show their stuff with like a low bar of entry. You know what I mean? Just have people like react to it in an independent way. It's great.
Yeah, and it's very hard. It's very hard for people to meet new people. That's what I've also noticed, especially with the younger generation. We tend to have a problem with just being cool with one another. It's very defensive, and I feel like the best way to get through that would be through artistry too, as well. So.
Yeah, I feel it, and it's just it just feels like a lot of the ways people have been trying to get their stuff out of there just like gets so sort of niched off and stuff, and it's good to get sort of let's say you're putting your stuff up on like your individual social media accounts or something like that. It's like that's easy to just sort of like it's completely outside in your own bubble type of thing. So it's good to like sort of try and get something that's more broader. You know what I mean? Just sort of have people be able to put stuff out there and just see what kind of reaction they get with like not having too many stakes,
Yeah, of course. What's this little project that you were thinking about doing? Explain it a little bit.
Yeah. So basically, like we're just sort of like getting it started. Like we haven't really done anything with it yet. But we're planning basically. Like there's like a club that I'm also working on. This is more of like a sort of like a broader like civil social organizing kind of a thing. It's called like the Independent Labor Club.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're trying to get like we've been doing a lot of stuff with that here in the city, but we're trying to get like a arts division of it going basically.
Oh, okay.
And there's a lot of different sort of directions where potentially going to go with it, but I've got my own ideas. Like I think one of the things that's like could be that I feel like there's a major like opening for in the art world and just like the art realm is like basically like I think there's a way that people talk about like the artist as a worker that I think could be critiqued, and like I think, let's say I go to all these galleries and stuff. You go to a gallery and you see like the blurb or whatever of how an artist is presented, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like 9 times out of 10 at least, it's always like, I feel like the art world in general, like probably I don't know exactly all the reasons for it, but like there's an attempt to like get everyone to sort of frame their work in a really sort of individual way that's really based on sort of identity characteristics, or like maybe personal background, or this sort of like more, or like tradition type of a perspective, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Which has its place, but I feel like that's just sort of all you see at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And like I feel like there's like a major opening for like basically like showcasing what like just working people do in their creative projects or whatever, like just after work, where I feel like everyone I meet here in the city
Yeah.
has interesting projects and creative projects that they're working on, that like, but they're sort of in a, you know, they're doing after work, right? And they're outside of like the sort of institutionalized art world.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, and if they were trying to get into that, they'd have to sort of like cater in a certain way to sort of like frame their work in a very specific sort of identity based way, I feel like. And I
Mm-hmm.
think it'd be a really interesting one to like sort of just have like a, you know, basically like in the longer term, like what I'm trying to do is like build some shows like centered around like the work of like different people in different industries. Like you could have a whole show that's like, oh, this is all the creative projects that, let's say, people who work at the deli make afterward. These are all the people, you know, this is all work that comes from people who are baristas or whatever. This is all people who do construction or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just sort of like be putting out a call for like well, what's your job? What do you do for work? And then like what's the creative project you do after that?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's exactly like the reason why I wanted to like do this, was because I saw that a lot of times the individual artist doesn't really get a platform to express their work. They say that, like, you know, I was talking with another artist yesterday. I think he came a little later. This was before it, but they were talking about how I was just telling them that how Instagram is a very much like a ploy, and how you can kind of like, you only bend to what Instagram's trying to promote. So if you want to try to promote any sort of artistry that you want, or like get some recognition for it, you have to already go with what the trends are. And that creates a very saturated market of very unoriginal works, because you're just copying what's popular. That's it. And they will not promote you. They will not do that stuff. And so I feel like it's very like similar. I think yours is very, very in person, which is great. Honestly, especially for the workers, for, you know, blue collar workers, any type of worker like that does it for more of a as a hobby than they do as a thing, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, and I think, you know, like there's something to be said for like, I think the way we talk about these sort of things, like in terms of being a hobby or being like, you know, because I think we sort of need to be taking some of these terms back, because like, you know, what I see out there is like, even just the word creative is getting like basically taken away from like people, and like, you know, that term is like, that's a job title now, you know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
people will say, oh, I'm a creative, like, you know, basically implying, you know, as opposed to the, you know, all the non-creatives or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you know, like what happened to like, you know, creativity being just a characteristic of human subjectivity that everyone exhibits, you know what I mean? And it's like,
Yeah.
if people have these projects, which they do, which like, you know, I see they do all the time, then like none of that's being shared. And like if it is, it's not being shared like on the basis of like what this person's life actually is. Like,
Yeah.
what do they get up for, you know, what do they do during their day, right? Is like they do a job like everyone else. And if they mention that in their sort of artistic work, a lot of the time it's like it's framed as like, oh, this is my day job, you know, this is like
Yeah.
a secondary aspect of what I do, when really it's like, you know, that's what they do.
Mhm.
And they also are a human being who expresses their creativity in different ways, and like would like to express that, you know what I mean? But like the job is always sort of downplayed as like a means to the art end, and like as if sort of someday this can be monetized, where
Yeah.
I feel like that's a concession that like we're making.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think a lot of times because of capitalism, it has very much changed the way that we see the arts, because, you know, we got to eat, we got to live. So we always associate that with money making. And so I can see what you mean by like, because there is creative directors, there are stuff like that, that use the term creativity, and so a lot of people don't see it as a passion because it's like, you know, we have been taught that we have to make money, and when you say like, oh, I'm doing like this arts thing, it's very much like, oh, you're doing it for work or you're doing it for money. So yeah, no, it's 100%. It's all because of capitalism, because you know we gotta live, eat, and basically breathe in order to do that stuff. So, but yeah, but
Yeah, and I guess the context is like so much just the context is just so much different now. But yeah, it just feels like, you know, like when they say, oh, like, you know, there's TikTok creators and there's like,
mhm.
you know, there's creatives, there's sort of the creative like I don't know what you call it, the culture industry or whatever, where it's like
Yeah,
even where people are talking about like you know, it just feels like when everyone anyone's talking about their artistic projects, it's got to always like underemphasize like what they it's always so aspirational where it's like, you know, just assumed basically that like that's what that like you're doing art because you're trying to make a living from it or whatever, and it's like, you know, that sort of undermines, to me it's like undermines the purpose of like doing a creative project. So it's like, you know, if
yeah,
you're if what you're admitting is like that the goal is just strictly whatever making money or whatever, then it's like basically we're saying that like if, you know, if an art piece isn't able to make money, that means the, you know, the market's decided that it's not art, and that like what the
yeah.
real purpose of that production was just the exchange value. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, yeah, no. It's exactly like, to put it into comparison, it's like how NFTs are, and NFTs are very like art, very art based. But I mean, NFT is like the perfect example of art used for money, if it is. Same thing with like high class art too as well. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's again,
Yeah, it's
it's
like the financialized version of like the, you know, I mean, yeah, it's just like the extreme form of the financialization of art for sure.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
What do
just, they're chopping those things up and, you know, betting on them like crazy. You know, it's a joke. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Can I ask, what do you, if you're comfortable with it, what do you do for work, for your day job?
I do like renovations, like construction, like carpenter.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. And then you make your lamps out of the resources that you made for it, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, not entirely, but I get a lot of stuff from there.
Yeah. Well, why lamps in particular?
I'm just fucking around, man. Like, you know, I don't like take myself super seriously, like as an artist or whatever too. But you know,
Yeah,
I just make stuff for fun, and I feel like, you know, there's a lot of other people that I know that do sort of similar things, and like, you know, it'd be cool to like have a basically, you know, get an outlet for that, basically, you know, and as a way to just organize people in general to, you know, for other reasons too, and just like having independent organizations aside from just the, you know, the sort of uh whatever you want to call it, the institutional art world, or just the
hmm,
institutional world in general. It's, you know, entirely sort of these patronage systems. It's either, you know, coming from the state or coming from some NGO or something, and it's all, you know, it's all completely dependent and, you
yeah,
know, for a purpose.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I feel like we really have like very similar ideas in what we want to do with, at least for artistry. It's the same thing, which is why I said, like, you know, hop on the Discord. I know that some people don't use Discord as much as often, but
Yeah,
I feel like it's
I'm
like
not
a
so good
very,
at Discord, but I am. I did get the link, so I'm in there. But you know, I don't really use it that much.
yeah. It's just I feel like, you know, like I said, it's a good way to like at least get started with the idea of like, you know, talking with someone,
Yeah,
especially
yeah, yeah.
for artistry, as well as showcasing your artworks, just for as fun, as well as having the support backing it too as well. And then, you know, but you know, every artist counts. Every artist should most definitely join a community in any way, shape, or form. And I think it's awesome that you want to go ahead and do that. I think you should do it as soon as possible. So
Yeah, yeah, we're in the process. You know, things take time and stuff, but you know, it's a good place to do it. And like, you know, I feel like there's plenty of people. Because what I'm thinking too is like, you know, because in terms of like putting on a show, like, you know, you could sort of try to plan all that kind of stuff out in advance. But like, but you know, I'm gonna start printing out like I feel like what's the harm in just sort of casting a broad net basically and just saying like, we're taking like you're doing and just saying, yeah, we're taking submissions or whatever, see what comes in and then seeing like what you can do with what you got rather than like sort of trying to set it up beforehand, you know what I mean? So I think that's probably the next step.
Yeah. Yeah. I also feel like too, there's not really like any place for people just to, especially because a lot of times when people try to like showcase their artwork, they have to apply, they have to pay, they have to be good or good in their eyes, or they have to like go with the message of the studio of what the gallery's trying to do.
Yeah.
So there's not like a lot of public spaces where you're just able just to be like, hey, this is my work, which is why I want to do this. So that way, you go on TikTok and then you're like, hey, I just want to showcase my work to like, I don't know, like 5 other people. Then, feel free to just send it in and just showcase your work and then, get some cool little like praise or whatever. And then go on with your day. So.
Yeah. No, I feel that perspective, like for sure. Like, I think, like we'll see where we end up going with this too, because I'm not the only one that's like working on this. Like people have other ideas about sort of, maybe some people are leaning more into like having more of a curatorial sort of role or whatever. But I feel like as far as like for the curation could be sort of just like are like I'm about to go put up a bunch of posters, I think, and then coming up next week talking about do you have a creative project that you work on after work, like we want to see it basically.
Yeah.
And as long as like that's a reasonable enough frame where like I feel like a lot of these sort of like maybe more politically oriented or like workerist sort of art collectives and stuff, like they hammer in, like I know a lot of the ones I've seen is like the actual art has to be on message.
Yeah.
I feel like that sort of defeats the point where it's like, like the message could be like, here's the creative expression of the working class that you're talking about. It doesn't need to be a dude with a hammer, you know what I mean? Like, or a Palestine poster.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Art has very many different forms, and a lot of times it can be overshadowed by, of course, like there's always bigger, more important stuff, but sometimes the little stuff does also need to get showcased too as well, for sure.
Yeah, but I'm saying too, like, a lot of these like sort of more like when they're going for the political angle, which is like, they sort of like they feel like, a lot of these people, they say, oh yeah, you know what I mean, we're trying to empower the working class as a political subject or whatever, and so like which is good. I feel like that's a good thing, but then like that means that like you're by sort of having like everything be too activisty or whatever, it's like you're trying to impose what the situation is when it's not really the situation, where it's like maybe the creative projects and art that the working class is producing is not actually all activist art, like maybe there's other stuff. And like what's the actual situation, like we don't need to like sort of wish a situation was the case or whatever and everyone's making like anti-war stuff. Is like maybe people are making other stuff. We should see what that actually is. Yeah,
dude, most definitely keep me updated with this project that you have, and especially if you join the Discord, you can always just message me too if you have any ideas. I'm always open for also opinions about like this show too, like what you would like to see, or what do you think that we can add. I'm always just trying to improve.
I'm looking for just more. You just need more submissions, dude. I think keep going. It's a good thing to see.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I do appreciate it. But thank you for coming on and like speaking with me and talking with me. It's so cool because I know you've been on a couple times. I just never had a chance to actually talk with you yet.
Yeah, for sure. Good to hop on. I'm gonna get off, but I'll get back on another time.
All right. Thank you so much, MCM. I hope you have a great day.
All right. Yep. Later.
All right. Let me see if I can go ahead. That was MCM again. Thanks, MCM, so much for joining in. And again, too, what's up, Marzi, Chi? Please feel free. If also, too, if you guys are just now joining us, please go ahead and send in any art submissions that you guys may have. Would love to showcase it. Any art is welcomed here. So please send in any works that you may have. The queue is open, too, as well. So if you guys want to go ahead and send it in, please go ahead and send it in. But hey, what's good? Nothing much. nothing much. Just been on here for the time being, just waiting for some more art submissions. If you guys can go ahead and send them in. But again, guys, like the live, share the live. If you guys want to go ahead and join our Discord, please go ahead and also join our Discord too as well. That would be sick. 2, while we wait for more people or for any art submissions, we can go ahead and move on to this other thing that I also found that I think is pretty cool. This is just basically guerrilla street art. It's mostly just fun street art. Reclaiming public spaces from like ads, from corporations, So this is just the street art that they use to showcase some of their work. Maybe I can zoom in a little more. So that way you guys can go ahead and see it. But yeah, this is just stuff just to reclaim ads. This is more like just fun stuff that I went ahead and found. This is just what they do in order to protest just the corporations. This isn't a artist in particular. This is like a group of artists that have done this before, which is also very sick. Very, very nice stuff. They just do silly, goofy gags like these, which I think is also like just as awesome. But yeah, it just said street art that makes you look twice by Mark Jenkins. It's like ducks made of packing tape floating in a puddle, a man seemingly putting his head through a concrete wall, the startling contrast of cheerful balloons tied to what looks like a dead body. These are all among creative urban art installations that come from the mind of street artists. Okay. Yeah, Mark Jenkins, who treats public spaces like one big blank canvases. Jakin told art critic Brian Sherwin, there is opposition and risk, but I think that just shows that street art is the sort of frontier where the leading edge really does have to chew through the ice. And it's good for people to remember public spaces is a battleground with the government, advertisers, and artists all mixing and mashing. Even now, the strange cross-pollination taking place as street artists sometimes becomes brands, and brands camouflaging as a street art, creating complex hybrids or impersonators. So this is Mark Jenkins. Honestly, I agree. I think that sometimes like these like street art, like Banksy and stuff like that, are very much like very much for show. Very I feel like it can miss the message. It's very like high brand, high class art as well. Yeah, I just feel like sometimes street art can be very not non-political. The very like safe. Sometimes it's ads too as well. I do agree that sometimes art, these like pop-up art murals, galleries or whatever, are very much street arts. Are very much ads in disguise. They're meant to trick you, so that way you can just, be on the side of artists. And sometimes they're cool. Sometimes they are very creative and very like outgoing and very like nice to look at. But I think it does kind of miss the point of like what art truly is. And I think that this Mark Jenkins guy is actually pretty sick. But yeah, here is some more street art too as well. This is another artist called Spy. They said Spanish artist Spy subtly alters ordinary objects in urban environments, sometimes to make a statement, and sometimes just for the fun of it. He describes his work as a playful reappropriation of urban elements, replicating them or transforming them in his studio and then installing them in the streets. He seeks to break through the automated monotony of everyday urban life and get people to notice things as if for the first time. This is kind of cool. So this is just of I'm trying to see what difference is the building. I know for sure that the crosswalk, I know I would not have noticed it if I was walking over it, which is cool. But again, this is SPY, some of the work, but this is just some like political works that they do in order to get people to notice. But still very nice stuff. And then also too, there's just a lot more. These are all artists that have done very street art-esque type stuff. So if you guys want to go ahead and check them out, please check them out. But all of them are all very well. Like the random lift button, like that's actually kind of cool. That'd be trippy. Oh, this carrot is sick. Is that a basketball hoop up there, maybe? Wait, let me see. Possibly. It could be. I could be wrong and just not seeing it well. Let me see. Maybe you're right. I'm sorry for the noise again. That's just TikTok being stupid. But no, you are right. That is a basketball hoop. That's actually kind of crazy. Yeah, I would have not noticed it at all. If I was walking past by it, I would not have noticed it. Thank you, Kari, for saying that. Like even now, I would not have noticed it. But or Carrie. That's crazy. And again, here's just another installation. Oh, sorry. Mind the alpacas, guys. But yeah, I think honestly, if I was actually just doing, if I was walking the street, I would not have noticed it. But didn't mean to do that. But again, you guys can go ahead and visit the site. This is Art of the Prank. They show a lot of street art that are much more politicized or very sometimes very political. Trash of any color. Oh, this is actually kind of cool. Wait, I would love to have pink trash bags. Trash bags like those? Honestly, that's actually kind of cool. From afar, it looks like a person, but I don't know. I don't know why we have all black trash bags. Maybe we should. Maybe someone needs to make a company that has like creative color trash bags. Is that even a thing? Make them biodegradable too? That's sick. No, I would actually love to have pink colored trash bags. Yeah, there has to be a company that does this. The random lift button, that's also very cool. This carrot one's pretty sick too. Who's this by? With the simple addition of rigged orange containers, 6 tall and thin trees in Portland, were transformed instantly into carrots, luring passerbys to read the stickers, advertising a local farmers market, and salivate over the thought of crisp, fresh produce. This installation was a subtle advertisement, but also added a sense of whimsy to another otherwise unremarkable urban street. Okay. I mean, it's an ad, but I mean, it's a very cool ad. That's so cute. Yeah, it is. See, I don't know why we just don't have like fun stuff like this. Like, That's actually a really smart idea. Just to have this type of stuff. But still very, very sick. Very smart way to promote something, but again, imagine having like pink colored trash bags with like carrot looking trees. That'd be sick. Oh, what a world. This is also another street art. I don't know. Oh, what the? Oh, this is actually kind of cool. When you're stuck in traffic jam, you tend to sit around bored and impatient, waiting for the chance to get out. A Dutch group of architects called Art Engineering doesn't see why we shouldn't relax and have some fun. While we're waiting, the group had motorcycles riding file angels, distribute file kits that file Dutch for traffic jam, containing items like a water pistol, a Bible, and a condom to bored motorists free of charge. The idea was to turn a negative situation into a positive one, giving motorists a reason to step out of their cars and interact with each other. That's actually kind of true. I'd go to the farmer's market so it works. Okay. That's actually kind of true. We do kind of just sit there being bored. We don't chat up as much. I don't know. I'll be kind of scared that some guy just like drove up on the side of my car waving like a bag. What is this site? This is all very situationist. This is artoftheprank.com. I think this is all like street art that has tried to do these are all like street art movements or like crazes that they have done. It's very it's not like all one thing. This is just like all like just fun stuff. This is more like just for funsies, just so that way we can know. And again too, oh cool, it seems like we do have another art submission. This is Kat Ruiz. I'll get back to the other website soon, but we got to showcase Kat's beautiful artwork. Kat, Kat, if you're here, please make yourself be known so that way anybody can see that this is your work. Also, too, as well, if you are just now joining us, please feel free to join our Discord. We are growing every single day. We have 45 artists, so who knows, you might be able to collab, get commissions, meet new people. Please feel free to join the Discord if you can. And if you are also just now joining us, also to just please send in any art. All art is welcome. So this is Kat Ruiz. They said, I made this piece originally from a Chicano design project in my Chicano class. Now, this is it. Oh, this is adorable. Honestly, this would be a pretty cool shirt. Very nice. Hello, it's me, Kat. Oh, thanks, Salty Cat. Cat too. Also, if you're just if you're on YouTube, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, or Twitch, please join our Discord. You can find it right down below, right here, if you guys want to go ahead and showcase some of your work. But this is awesome. Unfortunately, there's only one, but I wish you sent in more. This is sick. This is really good. What was the purpose of this? I know you said this was for your Chicano class, but like, what was the project? Like, give me a little details about this. Also, if you guys are liking this, please go ahead, like, share. The more likes we get, the more we're able to help support other artists, as well as get more artists in here and more people in here, so that way we can just grow bigger as an audience. But please, Kat, please explain a little bit about this. Also, too, if you have the time, you can also hop in the Discord and I could talk to you on there if you want. But this is really cool. I don't know if you actually want to do that. It was a reinterpretation of the Virgin Mary. Okay, I got that, but was it just like a project of like, you know? Because I'm assuming, I don't know if that's you graduating, or I guess I'm a little confused. But still, this is sick. I wish you had more. Yeah, very nice drawing skills, for sure. Let's see. Maybe we can. I don't know if you are down to come on and speak about it a little bit. The overall project was about Chicanas in higher education. Oh, okay, okay. Well, that's good. I think you most definitely expressed that, if you could. I mean, you most definitely got the point across for real. But also, too, if you're just now joining us, the queue is open. So if you want to send in any forms of art that you want to go ahead, please send it in. Love to showcase it. Love to talk about it too as well. And if you want to hop on, you're more than welcome to hop on and explain a little bit about your art piece. But still, thank you, Kat, for sending this in. If you have any more works too as well, we'd love to see more of your work. Also too, thank you. I saw that you joined the Discord. I do appreciate it. You joining. And two, if you are just now joining us, please go ahead, join the Discord, send in your artwork. This was just some of the artists that got sent in today. Maybe I could play a little bit of their songs. This was a rapper called Ryug. They were in here earlier. We can go ahead and play some of their music again while we wait for more submissions. Again, please feel free to send in any submissions that you guys may have. We'd love to showcase it. It could be anything at all. But thank you, Kat, again for sending in your work.
I've been chasing that bag, I'm up 24/7. I'm finally sick of the bullshit. Know my brother be yapping, he talking this shit, but know that he be carrying full clip. Don't be playing with bro, cause he dangerous. Putting the beef in the stew, find the angle. If it ain't bad,
again, please share the live, like the live. If you guys are liking this, please go ahead and share, like. The more we share, the more likes we get, the more we're able to help support artists as well as grow our audience bigger.
You only hit on my phone when I'm making me. When I be up, it bitch like a puck. I wanna get high with that bitch on the fuck. I'm always in first, you know that I'm taking it. My word is zombie to cut like it's left for dead. I think we done.
But please, more artists we get in here. Please send in any works that you guys may have. We'd love to showcase it.
I've been chasing that bag, I'm up 24/7. I'm finally sick of the bullshit. Know my brother be yapping, he talking this shit, but know that he be carrying.
Again, very nice artist.
Putting the beef in the stew, find the angle. If it ain't better, tell it I'm popping. I don't wanna hear arts fashion and staple.
Again, if you are just now joining us, please feel free to send in any forms of art that you guys may have. All art is welcomed here. Also, too, if you guys just want to chat, please, you guys could just tell me anything of the previous stuff that we talked about before. I would love to hear your guys' opinions on it. Please, also, feel free to talk about the music or artworks that you guys are listening or seeing. But again, that was Ryug. Again, that was an artist that sent in some of their work today. Wanted to showcase it again while we wait for some more submissions. But going back to this, we'll go back to the original site that we were on. Again, if you guys want to check out these are more like movements that has happened. They have a bunch of them. Like they have contributors, other things like that. If you guys want to go ahead and check them out. These are all very old pieces, so I don't know if they still do it today. These groups still do it, but please do your research if you can and find out. Let me know about it. I would love to actually get to know whether or not whatever happened to these groups. But I wanted to talk about the next thing, let me check my spam real quick. There's another thing I wanted to talk about. It was that. So, oh wait, if I can find it, give me a second. Okay. There has been something happening within Texas for a certain school. They have received a new superintendent. His name is Mike Miles. He's the superintendent at the Houston Independent School District as of June of 2023. And what he does, and the reason why I'm bringing this up, is that he targets the lowest rated schools in the area to improve education. And mostly these schools are mostly taught low income and brown and black students. So what Miles has done, Miles has imposed to increase funding for teachers if their schools ratings improved. But because of his strict values, he took away reading in classrooms and turned libraries into detention centers and restricted bathroom access. He also introduced AI generated curriculums and encouraged teachers to have less personal relationships with their students to make education the top priority. So this was implemented, and in 130 out of 274 campuses, this was implemented in HIS. Now, since then, a lot of students and teachers experienced more stress and struggled from these changes. They were forced to leave, which caused their school's ranking to increase due to the drop in student population. And this impacted many families in Houston, which started a yarn bombing in protest. So this was the yarn bombing that just started happening because of Mike Miles, who is implementing AI more so in their work. And I just wanted to highlight this group. I don't think it's not like a group. It's more of a personal this is their form of protest, but they are yarn bombing in order to protest this use. And honestly, I think the use of AI in schools is a very dumb concept. I don't think it's very good, but I'll go ahead and play the video for you guys to watch. Hopefully you guys can see it all.
I kind of just wanted to do something creative to kind of protest what's going on and bring some awareness for a lot of people that may not be really aware of what's happening.
Well, a group of Houston parents, students, and community members turning creativity into protests, pushing back against changes within HISD.
Through their love of the arts, they've stitched together a unique way to make their voices heard. Our Rochelle Turner's here in the studio to show us their work. Good morning.
Good morning. Behind me, you can see just a glimpse of the artwork that's popping up across Houston. It's the handiwork of a passionate group called Houston Stitching Together, making their voices heard one stitch at a time.
So it says no trust, no bond in Spanish.
It was really cool.
As a simple craft has quickly grown into a movement for Jessica Catrett.
It started out just a kind of a conversation with another parent, just messaging with somebody else around that time, and we were trying to think of something to do, and that parent suggested tying red ribbons on trees, and I was like, that's cool. Have you heard of yarn bombing? And we just kind of, I just kind of went with this and made a group, and a lot of people quickly joined it.
That idea led to the creation of Houston Stitching Together, a group that's now 200 members strong.
Dang.
Over the past year, the group has watched closely as HISD navigates a state takeover and as voters prepare to decide on a $4.4 billion bond in November.
So we've just consistently seen that this current administration is really attacking any kind of creative thinking.
Bro does not care. He only
Our
cares about
teachers
stats.
are not allowed to use their professional expertise to craft creative lessons with project-based learning and that sort of thing. There especially seems to be a disregard for our fine arts in schools by this administration.
For Catrit, the final straw came when Crockett Elementary, her son's former fine arts school, was designated as a new education system campus, also known as NES.
After that was announced,
You know how crazy that is? You no longer get to do projects because some guy wants to go ahead and raise his what's it called? I can't think of anything. But it's just crazy to me to be like, you can't do projects anymore. You have to learn from AI. Students can't interact with teachers as much. Like, bro just wants to raise just to show like improvements and stuff like that. Also, too, if you're just now joining us, please go ahead. Bill Gates did the same thing with standardized testing. Yeah. And it's just a way just to show numbers that, like, you know, oh, look, our system works. So give us more money for this system and we can use it in order, for one, put it in our own pockets, or two, to help further like push to build more useless stuff, bigger projects that don't really like help long term for students, and is actually even more damaging for students because, again, it creates the social it makes people into introverts. It makes them not want to talk to one another or help or even ask for help, you know. But it's crazy.
I kind of just wanted to do something creative to kind of protest what's going on.
Through yarn bombing, vibrant displays of crocheted art, they found a way to peacefully protest the changes in the district.
Mike Miles and the Board of Managers they don't listen to anything and they keep making poor choices. So we don't trust Mike Miles with $4.4 billion. And that's why we're putting these signs up.
They hope to spark conversations and awareness.
We've gotten feedback that people are hearing it.
And the group is meeting this Sunday at the Houston Arts Center from 1 to 3 p.m. Now, there's no...
That's great. Honestly, it is something that is very necessary. A superintendent does not care about students at all. He doesn't, and he shouldn't. I mean, not shouldn't, but he just doesn't. All he cares about is the numbers and the money. That's all he cares about. But that was just something I wanted to highlight for you guys to think. But I also want to pose the question, like, what do you guys think about uses of AI within the school system? Personally, I'm already under the impression I don't like how the school system is made. I think it's very much built for a particular type of student. It doesn't help promote students whatsoever. And, you know, everyone's different and it's a one set type of thing. But having AI, I also feel like would just make it worse too. But again, if you are just now joining us, please go ahead, send in any form. All art is welcome here. So please feel free to send in any art. But I would like to know your guys' opinions about this. Please let me know. The floor is open for whoever wants to talk about it. It's inevitable. Yeah. It's inevitable, and it's I mean, it is and it isn't, you know, like AI is gonna get there, but then eventually, you know, usually something always happens when they try to implement it. Like either one, you know, the off rates go higher, or you know, students fail more, or they just don't show up to class at all. Like, I don't know. It's a very interesting use. I don't like AI. I don't even think AI is at a point where it could be useful in anything, except they already are on the back end. AI data analysis and sorting is in effect already. Yeah, they are going to try to push it because they want to lay off teachers. They want to save more money, and again, they're going to make the school system very privatized. They wanted to make it privatized because they make more money off of it. It's inevitable, but at the same time, you know, you should do what you can and try to stop it or stay away from it as far as possible. But it's sad, really. It is really sad, but I wanted to highlight that. But a little bit about Mike Miles. He originally was from a white. In June 2015, Miles resigned, stating that I've decided that now is the time where I could step aside as superintendent confidently, knowing that the work will continue with current leaders and team in place. In a conference at DISD headquarters. And what is his background? Before he was elected as superintendent in Dallas, Miles worked as a teacher. And assistant principal, then assistant superintendent, and then superintendent in multiple Colorado public schools. He has degrees from Columbia University and the University of California at Berkeley, and the U.S. Military Academy at West Point in education. So it's funny to see how he's kind of flipping. It just seems like he never liked his job if he's doing this. I mean, bro was in the U.S. Military Academy teaching, so I think he wasn't a fun teacher, nor a fun principal. This sounds like a guy who's like very like stern about the way that he looks in his presentation. So, yeah, Mike Miles is interesting, 100%. But again, the queue is open. So if you guys want to go ahead and send any works that you guys may have, please feel free to send in the works. Other than that, but again, let me know what your guys' thoughts are of everything that you guys see here today. If there's any improvements that you guys may want, please let me know. I would like to improve in any way, shape, or form that I can. And then, two, share this live, like this live. The more likes we get, the more shares we get, the more we can get more people in here, as well as artists, and help showcase their work the best that we can. So, thank you. Thank you, Meg, for sharing and liking. Thank you for everyone else who has joined this live and interacting, too, as well. I do appreciate you guys joining. I'll be on tomorrow too as well. Probably 5 p.m. to 7. Would like to do this again. It seems like I get a little more people be able to come join us. So based on the stuff you've been showing, seems like you'd be more interested in the SI and the tournament. Yeah, I want to try to, I guess like my goal is to try to bring up more topics that are more in the whole, just topics that people should be more aware of too as well, especially in education, especially in the school systems, especially for the arts just in general. Like I would just like to, you know, because there's a lot of stuff in the art. There's so many art galleries as well as art pop-ups that just happen and that people just don't know about. So old and new, you know? So I just feel like it'd just be nice to, you know, have something to also talk about instead of having the art submissions as well while we wait for other art submissions to come join. But, you know, but also too, if you have anything that you also want to showcase, if you found something that's interesting as well too, please send it my way. I'll read about it. I'll talk to you about it, whatever you want. If you found something that piques your interest and you want to share, please send it my way and then I'll read it and then talk about it with you. Thank you, Cal, for liking the live too as well. I appreciate it. So it was a political / artistic movement in the 50s. You should check it out if you haven't. Yeah, I'll go ahead and check it out for sure. I'll most definitely check it out. So thank you so much for that. But it seems like we don't have any more art submissions for today, but thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I'll be on tomorrow. We'll do this. Tomorrow is Recap Friday, so I'll be showcasing all the art submissions that have been sent throughout this week. Show it to you guys again. So I'll be on at 5 p.m. To 7 p.m. So please, if you want to come see the rest of the art submissions that were sent this week, we'd love to have you there. But other than that, I think I'm going to log off for today. Thank you so much, everyone. Again, I'll be on tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is Eastern Time. I believe that's 8. So please go ahead, come on in. We'd love to have you guys showcase some more stuff. So thank you so much. And I hope you guys have a great day.